All right, yo, what's up guys? Josh Muspong here. Currently we're driving to the tournament, so this is the May SPTTC tournament. First tournament in the books in terms of playing with inverted rubber on the backhand, so we'll see how I do. I've been getting a lot of match plays when I was in Taiwan, but last time I played at SPTTC, it was like I guess we can call it like a downswing, right? Like I lost like 12 matches in a row over 2 leagues, 0-6 both times. So that's what kind of spurred my trip over to Taiwan for round 2. And I do think that like going back to Taiwan, I improved a lot in terms of improving my fundamentals as well as really focusing in on my footwork. I think now when I look back at my old videos, I do notice a lot of like fundamental errors that, some of you guys have pointed out in terms of not getting to the right spot before I swing, or even something as simple as like doing too many bunny hops before I serve receive. So for me, a lot of like my focus in Taiwan was really just like getting my footwork down and moving properly, just because I think earlier, especially around the time of last tournament, I was just like way too fixated in terms of the ratings. So I was like playing scared, especially on day 2, as you guys saw in the video where a lot of people like roasted me in the comments. And overall, I was letting that fear dictate how I played, which is not how I practice. I was just doing like really passive, get the ball back on the table strategies that just don't work. The thing that I learned training with Coach Ray is that when you make mistakes, you want to make them the correct way. So something as simple as like doing like a forehand loop, it's much better to miss and like do the right motion versus get it on the table with incorrect form, right? Same with backhand, any stroke in table tennis. So I really want to adopt that mindset for this upcoming tournament. Just really focus on playing my best and just like generating quality, right? Because at the end of the day, whether I win or lose, there is some luck involved, or like someone might show up better than me. There's a lot of factors you can't control. So even though I don't want to lose points, I can't let like my fear dictate how I play, right? So I think that's just like the main mindset shift I want to implement moving forward into this tournament. In terms of my equipment, so this is actually something else that I don't think I've ever mentioned in the video, but in prior tournaments, like without fail, most of the times I would always re-rubber my setup the day before the tournament, and the first time I'm using the new rubber is on the day of the tournament. But I think there's a general consensus that you want to break the rubber in for at least a week. Like I even know that, common sense wise, but then maybe I think that like using a newer rubber is better than like a 1-month-old rubber. So what I'm doing this tournament is I'm actually going to just use the rubbers I've been training with over the past month or so. I think my forehand is like 5 or 6 weeks old, and then my backhand is 2 weeks old, or 3 weeks old. So it's relatively like newish for a lot of people's standards. I personally change my rubbers like way too often because I'm an equipment junkie. But yeah, so essentially my setup is the Viscaria straight handle, and then Hurricane forehand, and then Dignics on IC backhand. I actually do have like a new blade I just bought as a replacement blade. However, it's a flared handle, so it's the same setup, but the only difference is it's a flared handle. But I'm actually gonna just like keep it in my bag unless I really need to use it, just because I feel like once I start like testing it out during warm-up, it might really affect my feel. So I basically just want to maintain my feel and really protect it, because the past 2 days I've been training since getting back from Taiwan, I've been really liking how my feeling has been. Usually when I come back to SPTTC, it takes a while to get adjusted to the environment, especially since the tables don't bounce as much as most places. So yeah, that's another change, right? So like I'm not gonna use new rubbers, and then I'm also gonna just try to be less of like a equipment junkie mindset, which is essentially when you blame the equipment for playing poorly. Which is, it's very common to get into this trap if you like keep switching between setups or blades or whatever. So yeah, that's like another thing I wanted to point out. And then this intro is getting kind of long, so I'm just gonna wrap it up. 3 focus areas for this tournament. Number 1 is to use my legs more and just stay down. I think like sometimes I like play too high up, and then I slowly, as I get tired, just rise, and then I don't really squat down and use my legs, and I just start playing lazy. So that's number 1. Number 2 is actually gonna be like preserve my energy. So I think like I asked ChatGPT what's the best way to play well, like in terms of over 2 days where I'm gonna play like 15 to 20 matches. And it basically said that like I should kind of ease into the tournament, which I actually think that's a great idea. I don't think I should just go like all out the first match or whatever. So really like just making sure I don't like tire myself out in the beginning. Part of that is getting a proper warm up, which I'm not doing a good job of since I'm like running pretty much on time or late. But yeah, just making sure I like stretch and like stay warm. I think like injury prevention is number one, because last tournament, I think day 2 I played worse because I actually got tired. So yeah, I think that's like number 2. Yeah, and then number 3 is just like stick to a plan, right? I feel like I have a solid serve and attack strategy, and then in terms of like serve receive, I just need to like adapt to my opponent. But just having like a plan and not playing aimlessly, I think will be really key for me to just play my best game. So yeah, I'm gonna continue driving to SPTTC. That's gonna do it for this intro, but hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys on the tables. All right, guys, so we just finished playing open singles. I actually had to cool down for a bit since it never feels good to get reverse 3-0'd, but yeah, I've since calmed down. It's like an hour later. We're about to play our next event, but between the interim, I actually talked to Sai's dad. So Sai, if you're watching this, your dad gave me some really good advice. I think, you know, he was watching me play Abhiram, and he said that my backhand serves are really effective, but I stopped using them. And then we kind of talked more like strategically about how, you know, when you're playing the game, I think it's not really like a blank slate. As you play each point, you should be kind of getting some it's almost like gathering data in terms of what this opponent's good at, what he's weak at. And I personally was just not thinking at all. I feel like once I was up 2-0, I got way too confident and relaxed, and I was like, okay, I got this in the bag. I basically stopped doing what was working. I started playing more passively, tried to win off my serves, which is never a good idea. And yeah, just wasn't playing to my strength, right? At first, I thought maybe it was because I wasn't doing the muscle chose, but I also just wasn't really thinking that much. I think when I do the muscle chose and I have adrenaline spiking, I automatically just play a lot more sharply. So yeah, like I feel like I played like way too lax, maybe because I'm trying to like conserve my energy, but that's never the right mindset. You want to play to win every single time or play your best. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward. During the break, I hit with Alexander Kaplan, so he's like a solid, I think he's almost 1900. I was like using the new blades. So I know I said I wasn't going to be an equipment junkie, but I did feel like my rubber was a bit dead when I was playing the matches against Siddhesh and Abhiram. It could have been also because their style is more like slower, I guess. Because even with Siddhesh, I think unless he's attacking, his blocks are like relatively slow, especially for like a 2300, because he plays like the defense game, right? So yeah, I think, okay, I'm actually about to play 2150. So the goal is to just think between each point and during the points, and just try to actually have a strategy, and then just try my best and get my head in the game. So let's get back in there. It was just the first event. Honestly, it wasn't the end of the world to lose and get reverse 3-0'd. I think it's better to suffer this type of like wake up call early in the tournament so I can turn it around versus, you know, start on a high, then go on a low, and then play like shit, right? So hopefully let's just play our best and you know, keep our head high. So let's get in there and play under 2150.
We got Kevin King from Las Vegas.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm here in Seattle. I don't know why.
It's not because you have a girlfriend now or anything.
No. It's definitely not.
Am I looking better or worse?
Oh, you're looking better.
Oh yeah, dude. I literally haven't won a game in like 16 matches now.
You're playing people that are like higher rated.
That's true.
Right? So it's gonna get harder and harder. It's just the law of whatever. Exponential increase.
What's better, like why are you saying I look better? Because I haven't won a game today.
Well, I feel like you weren't missing that many serve returns and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that used to be like your weakness.
Right. I'm slowly plugging away.
Right, and then you were countering stuff too.
Okay, yeah. I'm more aggressive now.
Yeah, you were countering stuff instead of blocking. You're moving pretty good. What else? It seems like you have better quality on your forehand.
Okay.
Actually, I don't really remember seeing you hit a backhand. So I don't know what your backhand.
I got no backhand right now.
I don't remember seeing you hit a backhand.
I don't have no backhand.
Yeah. All right. So
good luck in your event.
All right. Thanks.
So we got eliminated again, right, Gavin?
Eliminated.
Gavin?
What?
It's your first time playing since US Open, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so-
First time playing ping pong.
So we'll see if he does well in under 1600 or under
there's
1650.
no way. No
but
way.
yeah, we have another 3-person group for under 1950. I feel like I'm playing better actually. I'm just not getting the result.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you're playing better.
It's all good. Got to be
I mean,
process.
you're higher rated, right? So you're playing better people.
Yeah, I think the luck of the draw has just been like every bracket's been kind of hard. Like there's no like easy bracket. Man,
So
this
you
one's gonna
you
be
didn't
tough
play
too.
anyone that was like lower rated than you?
The lowest was like 1800 basically.
Oh yeah. For all 2 months.
Like it was like no. Yeah, basically so I was joking about how I haven't won a match in like now 16 matches because I lost 2 leagues in a row, but I was also playing better players then too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, tonight's the night.
So
Today's the day.
hopefully I can get my first win. I just want to get my first win of the tournament.
Hopefully I get a win.
Dude, I think you'll advance.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
All right, we gotta head in.
All right.
Oh. Leaving me hanging, classic. All right, so we still have not won a match, but we advanced from under 1950. So Vlad defaulted. He said he was too tired, which I'll take it. I feel like my legs are starting to get a bit sore, and I'm trying to avoid cramping up. I think it's pretty common when you take a break and then start playing again. So yeah, I would say that's the main. So I'm just waiting. Basically, I finished like an hour ago, and I'm still waiting for the other groups since we were a group of 3, and then we only had like 2 matches on our table, right? One thing I wanted to mention was against the girl, like the girl from Canada, the lefty, something I started doing was focusing more on my placement. So I think just being more intentional with where I put the ball instead of just focusing on like pure quality. And it actually went a lot further, I think. So I'm going to just try to focus on the placement the next game. It seems like a no-brainer, but I think in the moment I get really like jammed up, or I just like don't think. I also realized that when I used to use short pips, I actually had more time to think because the pips like slows the ball down a lot, and then people make more mistakes when they play against pips at the lower levels. So a lot of these like decision-making situations came up less. So I'm actually learning more, but then I'm just not getting the wins, right? But overall, I'm pretty happy with how I played that match. I felt like I couldn't return her serve for the first 2 games, and then I was able to like adapt. Still lost, but got a win on her, which was good. And then I talked to Mark after, so the lefty I played earlier, who I choked in game 2 when I was up like 9 something, like 9-3. And he actually just said I just need more confidence because he noticed that I was like protecting my backhand, trying to step around with my forehand in most situations. So he gave me the suggestion to do more multi-ball, like single place multi-ball, which, you know, you guys have seen me do that in my Taiwan training footage, but that's something I actually don't do in SPTTC. So I think what I'm going to try to do moving forward is maybe whenever I play, just try to get someone to feed me like 2 buckets of forehand, 2 buckets of backhand, topspin, same underspin, maybe like 1 forehand, 1 backhand, just like basic drills that serve as a warm-up before I start doing like single ball drills or playing matches. I think the muscle memory part is something I'm actually like realizing I'm lacking. So that's why I'm relying a lot more on forehand, because I have the muscle memory from training my forehand often, but with the backhand, I don't have that yet. So yeah, I think Vince is calling my name. I'm gonna head back in for single elimination of 1950. All right, so we just got the first win of the day. So shout out to Match for coaching me. He actually gave me some game-changing tips. I think the biggest difference that I made after game 2, since I was telling Matt that like, even though the first 2 games were to deuce, I felt very out of control of the game, right? Of the tempo. Like I didn't feel like I was really like could do much, right? Even though it was 12-10 for both of those games somehow. The big adjustment I made was, one, I started trying to like place the ball differently, really just like targeting his backhand because his forehand's super consistent. The second thing was I was changing more of my serves. So giving me a more short topspin, I think that worked really well. And then the third thing was adding more spin to the ball, since I think I was like playing scared and just trying to touch the ball or like smacking it too much. So then once I started adding spin, I feel like the rallies became much more consistent essentially. So I was actually scared I was going to choke again at 9-7 when I had the lead in game 5. I got a little distracted since my camera didn't film the first 5 points. I actually got distracted since my camera didn't catch the first 5 points of game 5. So when we switched sides, that's when I noticed that. And then I don't even know if it catch the rest since my battery is low, but hopefully it did. I'll figure out or I'll find out when I edit this. But yeah, I was scared I was gonna choke at 9-7, but then somehow like I was able to keep it together and really happy with how I played. I think I was moving a lot better, much more relaxed, and just anticipating the ball instead of just focusing on getting the ball on the table. I was trying to think of like the next ball to come, kind of like chess, predicting like not this current ball, but like the next one coming back, right? So yeah, no, really happy to get a win today, and even happier that I played well, and you know the result reflected that. So my next game is against Yijia. So she's a girl that's super solid. She's like basically 2,000. I think her tournament rating is like 1,900 something, but her league rating is 2,000. Backhand dominant, just very consistent. I think I gotta figure out how to stand a chance. It's gonna really come down to serve receive. I know she's gonna serve it half long to the middle / backhand, so I'm gonna try not to push all of those returns. When I played Siddhesh, he told me that I was standing too close to the table, so I'm just gonna try to maintain proper spacing this time and then just try my best. Hopefully, regardless of the result, it can be a good match I'm proud of and good content for you guys. So let's head on in and play the next round. All right, guys, so that wraps up day 1. Just got 3-0'd by Yijia, but happy with how I played in the last game. I was hoping to get at least 1 game. The big adjustment I made was trying to like stay lower, just because I feel like my legs were super fatigued, and then yeah, every like loop was going out, especially in game 2. So that adjustment definitely worked better, but she's just too good. She's like a solid 2,000. I think she's a bit underrated tournament wise, but I felt like her quality was super hard to handle. She was like in control of all the rallies, and that one flick scared the shit out of me. Like once she started flicking, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know she had that. Like I knew she had the flick, but it was like super high quality. So yeah, no, overall happy with how I ended the day, and I actually think I'm like pretty satisfied with how I played. I was actually talking with Matt after the match, and just recapping on the day. A few like takeaways I wanted to rehash here was like, the first thing is I think a mental mistake I've been making since I've gotten back from Taiwan is just being a bit too hard on myself, because I feel like when I was in Taiwan and just going and training there, like you see such high level of play that it's almost like Dunning-Kruger effect. I think before I was just like optimistically positive and thought I was like better than I was, and then now I just think I'm like horrible because there's like so many things to work on, especially like switching to inverted. So I feel like that reflects when I'm playing the games, because if I miss a point, I like really just like bash myself and I'm just like, oh, I'm so bad. Versus when I started like showing and just like getting more into it and focused, I started to focus more on the wins and just being overall more positive, right? Since at the end of the day, we're all trying to improve. Like I'm sure you're not like a pro or semi-pro or just like super high level player if you're watching my channel, or you might be, but statistically speaking, you're probably just trying to improve like I am. There's like a time and place for that improvement mindset, but I think once you come to, you know, game day or the tournament, you know, you got to work with what you have, right? So it just comes down to like confidence and just believing in yourself, not to make this too much of a mindset talk, right? Like Mark said, you just want to drill in the muscle memory, and the way you do that is during training with repetition. But when it comes to game day, it's more about just like strategy. For example, like the last match, Matt told me to serve more like short to the forehand and try to like pull her out of position because she likes to camp in the backhand corner. So I think focusing more on like these tweaks and like strategic things, especially moving the person around, because I'm starting to realize as I get more consistent, like placement is super key, especially when you play good players who just don't miss, or even kids, right? Kids are super consistent. So yeah, I think like just being more intentional with every shot, and then like kind of like predicting what the next move is going to be, just like chess. Ping pong is essentially just physical chess. I think that's key. So yeah, I need to go back and like massage or something, because I'm like already cramping. I think like the sitting and then playing again after sitting for a couple hours is not helping the leg fatigue, but hopefully I don't cramp up tomorrow. And happy to end this day getting a win, but overall like playing well, right? I think like the lowest rated player I played was like basically 1800. So, and even the losses I had, I feel like I know what I can improve on. So yeah, I feel like, you know, we want to win. Like everyone that plays this is probably competitive, but at the end of the day, I think it's just like a journey. And you know, for me, the road to 2000, just trying to hit it, that's not ultimately like the goal. I want to get higher than that and obviously like maintain above 2000, but it's an everlasting journey of improvement, right? I think the road to 2000 just makes my content seem a little more exciting, but I think since coming back from Taiwan, I just feel like there's so much I need to learn that I just want to take it like one training session at a time. So that's gonna do it for day one of the May tournament, and I'll see you guys in the next video.